Here in this video, we would like to talk about the basic concepts of heat and temperature, starting with what is heat. So, as per the basic understanding of the heat is a format of energy that's not in a regular order, but that's in a disorder that's because of the distribution of the molecules that is there inside. Well, that is many heat is many times a kind of a perception that we feel like we say somebody is hot, somebody is cold. So many times heat in a common sense is like a how do you understand something the body, like how hot the body is or how cold the body is. But at a broader level, it is a format of energy. But earlier, people thought heat is not a format of energy, but that is different from the format of energy. And so they had defined a unit called calorie for that, assuming like heat is different from that of energy. But later, people found that it satisfies law of conservation of energy, that energy is neither created nor destroyed, it just converts from one form to another form. So heat can be converted to another format of energy, and other format of energies can be converted into heat. Say for example, you burn coal and you get electric energy, or in an electric geyser you convert electric energy back to that of the heat energy. So it satisfies law of conservation of energy, and hence people measure it not only with calories. Nowadays they measure also with a unit called joule, because that is also a format of energy. Anything is fine. Now we are using both of them depending on our requirement, right? Okay. uh, I would like to talk further a little more about the heat, right? So though heat is a format of energy, measuring it directly and depending on the perception sometimes gives you very difficult and tough times. Let me tell you with an example what I mean by that. Consider you have three beakers, three glasses. In that you have kept water of different hotness. Though I am saying different hotness, assume that you don't know about it, right? So one is I am though revealing it you early, we don't know that one is cold, one is hot, one is medium like a warm water, right? So we want to test the hotness or coldness of this water by using our fingers, right? So first we started testing with this cold. First you have started testing it, right? So you find that as cold. That's the first test you have, cold. Now you just wash off that fingers, keep that fingers into this. Second, then your brain compare the hotness or coldness of this body with your previous experience. As earlier experience is cold, it says this is hot. Now let us start our experiment afresh once again. Yeah, what do we do now? We now measure first temperature of this body, this water. So you feel it's like very hot or it's hot. Again, you clean your fingers and keep the same fingers here, fourth time, into this water. Now your perception is compared with the earlier hotness of the body, because you have kept the fingers earlier here. Now this appears like cold for you. So have you noticed the warm water is being experienced by you once as hot, next as cold. So to measure hotness or coldness, we can't depend on perception, isn't it? Because that is comparative. Moreover, you can't keep your fingers everywhere and measure the temperature, right? Say there is iron ore, molten iron ore with a high temperature. You can't afford to keep your fingers and say somebody is hot or cold. Next time we don't have fingers itself. Therefore, hotness or coldness is not a right way of measuring a heat. Measuring is not a right way to understand how hot the body is or to understand how cold the body is. For that sake, we use a concept called temperature. Temperature is a measure of hotness or coldness of a body. So we can say in a other simple sense that if heat is the cause, if heat is the cause, temperature is its effect. Temperature is its effect. Its effect can be found experienced because of in terms of the temperature, right? So it is the temperature with which we can measure uh, hotness or coldness of a body. One more thing that what we can understand is heat flows when two bodies are connected, between bodies when they are connected. Generally, right? There can be a transmission without even a physical connection. Also, we will talk about that later. But in general, heat flows between the bodies until there is a temperature difference between them. Means what? Heat flows from body of higher temperature to body of lower temperature till they get thermal equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium means both of them are at the same temperature. So heat flows from a body of higher temperature to lower temperature until thermal equilibrium is achieved, right? So to measure heat, we have calories or joules. Similarly, to measure temperature, we have different scales. The scales are something like centigrade scale, Fahrenheit scale, Kelvin scale, Romer scale, or you can have your own custom scale, right? So how do we design these scales? How do you measure these temperatures? How do we convert one temperature from one scale to other scale? That's the point of discussion in our next video. This video's intention is only to tell you the basics of heat, that heat is a cause, temperature is its effect. It flows from body of higher temperature to lower temperature. We measure hotness or coldness of a body using a concept of temperature, right? So that's what we would like to talk in this. Let's talk in the next video about how do we measure this temperature in different scales. Thank you. Thank you for watching.